Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of the Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the whole full elect. Quick video from Yahoo News here. In the so-called white man, now he done fucked around, and now he has Turkey as an enemy, which he's had Turkey as an enemy from day one. And as far as America goes, growing up, you would always hear that Turkey was an ally of the U.S., which is not the case. I mean, they've completely turned their back on America, and so-called white man has turned his back on them, and it goes to show by them, fucking with their money. But the article says, on Istanbul streets, defiant Turks see U.S. hand behind lira crisis, and the lira is the Turkish dollar. Now, see, even on the website here, it says that the U.S. hand is behind the crisis. So the jig is up. You know what I mean? The jig is up as far as the so-called white man being the contributor to all this economic chaos, man. And if you look on these dollars, this is so-called white man. A lot of Turkish people that you see are so-called Edomites, and that's one of the mysteries. That's one of the mysteries of the world. Who is Edom? And there are a lot of Edomites in a lot of places, man. And Turkey is one of them. I'm gonna read. It says Istanbul. Sarap, a 23-year-old clerk at a clothes store in central Istanbul, is sure of who to blame for the precipitous slide in Turkey's lira currency. This crisis is created by America, aka Babylon. The lira has lost more than 35% against the dollar this year and hit a fresh low on Friday, its biggest one-day fall since Turkey's 2001 financial crisis. So their dollar is at an all-time low, and it's hitting more and more lows. I believe that not even Iran's currency was, being destroyed like this, and it is, so-called white man. That's one of his big two enemies right now, Iran and Turkey. It says food, rents, and fuel prices in Turkey have all surged. The state pipeline operator last week raised the price of natural gas for electricity production by 50 cents, or by 50%. Sarap's sentiments about the causes of the crisis are shared by many Turks and hint at why support for President Erdogan, who won in re-election in June with supercharged presidential powers, looks untouched, at least for now. And actually, the Lord put the spirit on Erdogan to be in power, man. Because Erdogan, or whatever his name, he's not a good guy, man. Something very off about him, very off-putting. And the Lord is going to reveal his steps soon enough. It says his loyal supporters see the currency sell-off as a U.S. attempt to undermine their country and president. If they have their dollars, we have our people, our God, Erdogan said in a speech overnight, casting the lira's slide as a campaign against the nation. The comments dominated Turkey's overwhelmingly pro-government media on Friday. Okay, and they've said that the lira, man, the lira is going down. And it's a fact. You can make up all the petty arguments you want, but Turkey's money's going down, Iran's money's going down, Babylon's money's going down, and eventually this will be the precursor for the mark of the beast, which will be a worldwide thing. It says newspapers and TV stations have cast the lira crisis as a political assault spiraling out of U.S. sanctions imposed on two Turkish ministers last week in a row over the detention of a U.S. evangelical pastor. So it's all sorts of shit going on, It says they issued a scandalous decision last week about our ministers. And, it was probably a true statement. She didn't know exactly what steps Washington had taken against Turkey, but said her country would not be pushed around. And you can tell they're not being pushed around. And just in case, you didn't know, Turkey won't smoke with America too. It says opposition newspaper Sochu this week showed Brunson still under house arrest in western Turkey. The lira sell-off, driven by factors about Erdogan's influence over monetary policy and Turkey's worsening relations with the United States, has sent tremors through global emerging markets and dominated international financial headlines. And that's why the IMF has been talking, so much about Turkey. But the Turkish media has largely ignored the crisis, aside from covering Erdogan's comments. Okay. So let me just go down here. Oh, look. Further U.S. measures are expected if the two NATO allies fail to resolve the Brunson dispute, as well as wider differences over issues including U.S. sanctions on Iran and Ankara's plans to buy a Russian missile defense system. And why are they trying to buy that defense system? Because they know them nukes are coming, man. So Turkey and America are part of the beast. And much like the scriptures say, man, the beast is going to turn on the whore, and that whore is America. So you're seeing the beast and NATO actively turn on America, man. So just with that, I want to do a couple of scriptures here. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And what are those many sorrows? The many sorrows are the war. All this caused by this money. The lira, the dollar, all this is being caused by, it's causing disruption. The so-called white man is causing disruption. Okay, I'm going to read this last part and then one more verse. They are ruling the world on their own, said Yilmaz Kakarli, a trader in Istanbul. Somebody must find a solution and say stop to the United States. And how are they going to do that? Through war. NATO is going to turn against America, and that's biblical prophecy. I'm trying to find where it said okay, trying to see if I can find okay, this will work, and after I read this I'll end the video. This is Revelation chapter 20 verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. So you're not going to worship that beast. You're not going to worship that system, man. And that system is turning on America. You know what I mean? The whole system, because the system that was birthed from America, you know what I mean? That whole system that they have is turning, man. It's like Frankenstein, It says, when you a man of the Lord, you always say one last scripture. That's our catchphrase. But this one last one, and I'm have to go back to the plantation. The devil got men of the Lord working on the Sabbath. But that's neither here nor there. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman. And the mystery of the woman is that the woman is America, Babylon. and of the beast that carrieth her, and that beast is NATO, which includes Turkey, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. And we already know what the 7 heads and the 10 horns are. Those are nations. You know what I'm saying? Those are a select number of nations. I could go through and name all of them. I'd have to Google it. But these 7 heads and these 10 horns, man, they're not fucking with America, you know. And very soon this place is going to be hit with nuclear missiles. And all praises, man. You know, all praises. And with that, I want to say, Call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. You know, I pray a continuance of faith for my brothers that are enduring this constantly. All the newcomers, man, that word, let it seep into you. All you older elders, man, keep pushing. You know, you got a lot of scoffers, man. They wanna comment on your videos, and you know, you make videos outside, people looking at you and shit. But you know, the work of the Most High is more important than any work that's done on this earth, you know. And one day that's going to be proclaimed, and the Lord's majesty is going to be proclaimed through these words and through these prophecies, you know. So with that, I just want to say shalom to the elect.